Dozens of local politicians have signed a petition demanding Putin's resignation over the war in Ukraine. One of them is Ksenia Torstrem, a deputy in St. Petersburg's Semionovski district. You recently posted the petition on Twitter. Let me just read the English translation for our viewers. We, the municipal deputies of Russia, believe that the actions of President Vladimir Putin are harming the future of the country and its citizens. We demand the resignation of Vladimir Putin from the post of President of the Russian Federation. Couldn't this put you in jail?
Oh, yes, this could. But that's why I decided to collect many signatures from deputies so that I wouldn't be alone. Now there are 71 of municipal councillors who signed my petition. And also I was so encouraged by the brave example of my colleagues from Semionovski. They made much more serious statement. They blamed Putin of state treason because of his decision to start the war. So after that example, I was much more encouraged and had less fear. And I made this statement so short so that formally they couldn't accuse us of spreading fakes or discrediting anyone, and so that it would be signed by as many municipal deputies as possible. And we got 71 signatures. This is quite a good result in the current situation.
Where do you hope this petition will actually get you?
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Where do you hope this petition will actually get you?
Where? I don't know. We didn't have any big plan. We just wanted to do something. We had to do something because there is no one who is speaking now. Everyone is so afraid. And the parliament deputies, they don't represent us. They represent only Putin's elite. They do nothing. And opposition in Russia is now mostly in jail or left the country. So it's only us who stayed there, small municipal deputies with no power at all. But we've always been in the opposition, and we demanded Putin's resignation already many years ago because he destroyed all the democratic institutions and so on, corruption. But after the war started, it became much, much worse.
So
we just wanted to do something.
Sorry if I can butt in. Yeah. It's 6 months into this war. What's changed in this conflict to spark these calls again for Putin's resignation?
People were very much frustrated after these new censorship laws being accepted. You know, we cannot even call the war a war, and people cannot express their opinion in social media. They cannot manifestate. So millions of Russians don't support this war and don't support Putin's regime, but they have any means to influence the Kremlin. They cannot even write now their opinion in social media. They might be prosecuted by the police, even put to jail. For example, one woman, she wrote about the bombing of a theater in Mariupol, and she is now in jail for 4 months, and she can be accused of spreading fakes, and then she might get 10 years of prison. So people were so much frustrated. But now when Ukraine is starting to win the war, we hope that it can win the war. It raises the hope and raises the spirit also in Russia, except at least in the opposition, but also the Putin supporters. They start to be very disappointed in him, and I think their support also goes down.
Would you still describe Putin as being untouchable?
Untouchable? What do you mean?
As being someone who's surrounded by yes men and no one can change his opinion or have any influence on him?
Yes, I think most of his surrounding is very much scared also. But I think they are not happy about all this neither. It wasn't their plan. I'm sure that it was only one man's decision, the Putin's decision to start the war. But people are mostly afraid, and so the surroundings also. But if they see people, simple people, ordinary people in Russia starting to protest, maybe they will support our protest. I don't know.
Ksenia
I just wanted
Torstrem,
to do something.
thank you very much for joining us today on DW News. A Russian politician calling for Putin's resignation over the war in Ukraine.